And again, there is that drow. If they want a position 1, it is still there. It doesn't seem to really suit their lineup, though, so it doesn't really make too much sense. They're probably just going to end up going for something else. They have been falling back on the lone druid a lot on Keen Gaming, and having it gone now might cause a few issues. Keen gonna really let that reserve time tick down for this 4th pick.
Radiant team back. Templar assassin.
We go for that TA, and we've seen this quite a few times, especially up against that troll. But this TA, in conjunction with the rest of the heroes Keen already has, I mean, they have some crazy push and some crazy tempo control going on with this draft. Sirius might not have time to react to the pace that Keen Gaming is going to put on this game.
Definitely looks like Keen does want to keep that early game momentum here. As you mentioned, just the TA does come online fairly quick, and that is accelerated by jungle farm, of course, so a little bit of investment is going to have to come out from Keen, but at the same time, again, it doesn't take too long for the TA to come online. You don't really have the best way of burning through those refraction, although I suppose the Doom Scorched Earth is pretty nice. That could probably take care of it fine, very quickly as well, so not going to be as deadly, at least as hard to pick off as you'd want, but it should still have plenty of room to grow big here, that TA. So, I do like that pick, should have a lot of value, but we still seem to be lacking an off-laner for Keen, or a safe laner. It really depends on what they want to do with that Lesh. They could run it as core, they could run the Sand King as core off as well. Probably looking for a safe laner to really carry them through here.
I did like that Omni Knight ban though from Team Sirius. I mean, it does seem like it would have really rounded their draft off quite well for Keen Gaming, but they will go ahead and get rid of the Ember Spirit. Keen, one more hero to finish it off. Of course, if they can pull off a 2-0, they will make it straight through to the minor. Sirius trying to even this series out and force it to a game number 3 if they possibly can.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Wouldn't even mind seeing that Wraith King come out again, right? Like, it does feel like it'd be a nice tanky frontliner for the side of Keen, with that added push potential. And Sirius don't really have a way to deal with it if they did want to throw that out.
It could work out. Like, the Troll could still go with the Fusel though, and they close it out with a Monkey King instead. That does work out quite well again. It gives them great team fight with the lineup they have. It doesn't take too long to come online, and it can dish out the damage, so it looks like Keen really is focusing on a bit of a faster game here.
Looking pretty good. I've got to say this draft is very well rounded. Sirius do have a well rounded draft themselves, but it just doesn't look as good as Keen. There's so much you have to worry about on this dire draft. Sirius, they got to close it off with what looks like a mid core against that TA. They do have the option to go the OD route, but it does feel like the OD is just going to be a bit too slow. Like, a lot of the heroes just don't seem like they're going to be online in time to deal with what Keen's showing. And I don't know about that Storm, I'll be honest, John. I mean, ASD does play the mean Storm. But how long is it going to take for him to get online to actually get anything done?
It takes a while for the Storm to come on. At the very least, Keen Gaming doesn't really have the best hold for that Storm. It is quite slippery. They don't have anything instantaneous, no Hex, No stun, no doom, and should be a rough time to get a hold on that Storm if it gets a good start. But the thing is, can it get a good start? Up against Ying's TA down mid, up against what Keen Gaming should be applying, the pressure that they will bring. I'm not sure if there's enough time nor space for ASD to get big enough in the Storm Spirit.
I personally don't think he does have enough time. I don't know if this is going to work out very well for Sirius. This could be their last game of the qualifier. Keen Gaming, though, I got to say, they look pretty darn good going into this game number 2. Ying should have a fantastic mid lane. Old Chicken on the Monkey King. I mean, you generally just don't struggle with the Monkey King at all in lane. He's pretty darn solid. Can take care of himself. Got all this push to watch out for from Old 11 and Dark as well. Serious, they're going to need at least 10-15 minutes just to get online, but even then. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
it
see.
is kind of worrying in terms of draft. It feels better than game 1 for sure. It's not like you're picking into a Nyx with the Enigma. You're not picking into a Nyx with the Drow, so it's not as wonky as that, but it still feels like there are definitely holes right now that Keen Gaming can exploit, and their lineup is kind of set up to really exploit that.
Prepare for battle.
Well, there was an early smoke coming out from Sirius, but probably just going to be to play some wards down. Would be nice for them to find a pick off this early on, but odds are they probably won't. And, well, you look at the rest of Keen. They're down towards that bot Radiant jungle, just trying to find someone themselves. Essentially, nobody going to be there either, so both teams just going to avoid each other completely going into this game number 2.
30 seconds.
Things are coming out very early on as well for that observer ward from the Radiant. So it does appear that they are aware of exactly where it is.
The battle begins.
Yeah, both teams just going to start off with 2 banner runes each. Nothing really surprising there. They'll just return back to their lanes. Does look like we will have Old 11 on that left track up into the top lane, so he's going to secure that safe lane farm. He will actually just run in, do the Disruptor. We'll start dishing out a lot of harassment towards that position 5 Disruptor. We'll force out the TP straight away. While bot lane, the Kaka running into Firefly on that Rubik. But you will see the Doom being played at the bot lane, though up against Old Chicken, that is going to be a very hard lane for this Doom. There is also going to be a tri-lane being run here from Keen Gaming, and I don't see how this lane's going to win out for the side of Sirius.
It is a really rough time, as you mentioned, Doom. Being a melee hero isn't going to enjoy trading with that Monkey King. You would like to be able to spam out the Infernal Blades, but oh god.
There it is. Burrow Strike to get started. Inflame getting body blocked as well. Old Chicken will get the Jingu Mastery proc. They won't be able to chase for the kill, but as the levels go up, things are just going to get worse and worse in this lane. For the side of Sirius. So luckily, at least for Sirius, they will rotate the Sanking up top. So Kaka will go help out Old 11. That'll make it dual lanes, which will make things just a slight bit easier for the side of Sirius in the safe lane at the very least, but it's still going to be KG's lane.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that. Again, you can already see Inflame actually dropping quite low in HP, and Old Chicken will just move up, lay the harass down, and really, you can't do anything as a level 1 Doom. You don't have any spells.
Another Jingu Mastery. Well, Boundless Strike is up now, but he won't throw it out quite yet. Meanwhile as well, mid lane, of course you do see Ying up against ASD, and ASD is doing a pretty darn good job in this mid lane to really secure a lot of farm on that Storm early on, but as the levels get up on Ying, he's going to be more of a pain to deal with on this TA, and those side blades starting to kick in. You just got to be careful not to lose too many lanes here for Sirius, otherwise this game could get out of control. Old 11 actually going to make a chase on to disrupt the top lane. Will miss the split earth, however, and that will mean he cannot chase any further for that kill. Sala was there just in case, but had he landed that stun, he probably would have found that.
Yeah, again, both sides really just kind of trading here. You really don't see any sort of massive commitment for these kills yet, and it's really down to Keen Gaming wanting to secure that early start, and Sirius, of course, being quite mindful as they are one game behind, so I don't expect them to get too wild as well. It's just going to be a bit of a slower start here, and just a bit of farm trade.
A lot of harassment being dealt onto Old Chicken. Firefly doesn't throw out the lift. We'll just hold on to it. Looks like there is some decent farm going on with Sala up the top lane as well. So the troll hasn't struggled at all quite yet. There's not too much Old 11 can do until he's got a couple more levels up. He will just have to really just, again, focus on trading that farm for the moment. It does look like bot lane. There may have been a bit of a chase, but that's Old Chicken once again, chasing in flame on that Doom, just being very annoying. Meanwhile, Kaka, though, might be the first blood here, though he does go into that Sandstorm form. Fortunately, the Disruptor has no detection available to go through that. Kaka just going to make a run for it. There is no glimpse available either, though he is going to be cut off perhaps by ASD on the Storm Spirit, though no. Burrow Strike will be there. Kaka, he just plans to keep moving forward. Probably going to go for a tier 2 deny as well. Yeah, he's just going to run straight into that tower. Not going to give that first blood away to the side of Sirius quite yet.
Yeah, and overall, again, just a bit of a slower paced game. Both sides really just looking to secure that farm. I want to really talk about that mid lane. We're starting to see Ying really start to overtake over the Storm. And it's going to be a rough time. Again, the Storm is not an excellent flash farmer. The TA is, and the TA still does well in lane when you get that EXP up. And Ying is now just about halfway through to level 6, and should be able to translate that into the jungle fairly soon. ASD already forced to go into those camps.
We knew this was coming, though. When they picked Storm in the draft, it kind of just looked like, what's this Storm going to do in the lane? They are going to rotate over some supports to try and perhaps find a rotation onto Ying, but looks like they're just giving ASD some more regen, perhaps even just filling up the bottle, making sure he can sustain in this lane. Bot lane, though, there is a jump onto the Doom in Flame. Going to cop a lot of damage here. He is completely alone as well. You saw that Rubik rotation down bot, or down mid, I should say, in Dark. We'll find the first blood for the side of King Gaming. That was a bit later than I expected, but it did eventually come out. Meanwhile, mid, Ying does cop quite a bit of harassment there from ASD. That will force out the rotation from the Jakiro. Dark, he will cancel the TP off in the end.
Yeah, I don't think there was really any need. I mean, Ying is doing pretty fine, despite the supports being there again.
Old Chicken. I thought he was going to make a jump onto Inflame, but does just dish out a bit of harassment and then does back off. It's like Kaka will rotate over to that mid lane now as well. Ying struggling just a bit. Looks like he won't find that illusion rune for the bottle either. This rate, things are getting a bit more scary for the TA. I mean, ASD is level 6, so he can go ahead and make a jump now if he does wish. Usually you'll just see them focus on farming, though, for the moment, but there is always that chance that they might try and go for that kill.
Yeah, we have seen Storms kind of get active early on. I'm not sure if you can afford that here again. You just really have nothing to work with for the most part. And Keen Gaming is playing pretty stuck together. There's really no one to jump because of an overextension. So it will be the farming game for ASD for a bit. And the same thing will go for Ying, really. He's just going to go up and start clearing out his jungle as well.
A lot of heroes down at this bot lane. They are going to make the jump on the Rubik. Ice Path will be there as well, though ASD Gonna jump in after Old Chicken. Jingu Mastery was proc, but he can't actually right-click with ASD. Just controlling him up with that Storm Spirit. Will be a 1-for-1 trade, but it certainly works out better the way of Sirius getting that Monkey King kill early on.
Yeah, they are applying a lot of pressure on this Monkey King compared to exactly how much pressure is on Sylar right now. Sylar has had a pretty free run this time around. No contest in his lane. Not really much the Leshrac can do, and he is pretty much free-farmed. I'm kind of curious as to what Keen plans to do about that troll.
Looks like Inflame, bot lane, will end up losing his life. Old Chicken did just return and get the job done with the rest of his team. It's the power of the Monkey King. It doesn't really require much farm at all to be this effective. Top lane, looks like they have found Old 11 on the Leshrac now, and ASD very active very early on. Does find two very important kills across the map. Meanwhile though, mid, yeah, copped an Infernal Blade there from the Doom, but we'll be okay. Old Chicken actually getting ganked up again, this time around by Sylar though. Tries to juke him out, the Ice Path will be there as well. And Old Chicken, he does run the correct way and does actually trick them. Meanwhile though, mid, it looks like they are diving in Flame on that Doom, and well, he doesn't have many places to go right now. Ying, he does have the haste rune up. Should be able to find this kill, and does do so. Now Firefly came in to try and help out. He may have ended up giving his own life away, though. The Burrow Strike does not connect, and Kaka, he'll lose his life for that. Ying is going to continue the chase, however, with the Refraction. Though a nice jukes coming out from Firefly, it won't matter. They do end up finding the kill. Ying, he goes for an immediate TP. They will not be able to cancel off, though. Sylar goes straight after Dark, but the rotations are coming in. Sylar, though, going to keep going. He committed the battle transfer that. They will glimpse back to Sanking, but now Old Chicken's here. Though ASD going to jump in all the way from that mid-tier 1. He finds one. He's going to find another in Dark as well. That's 4 kills already, I believe, on the Storm Spirit from ASD.
We are working out this draft better than I expected. The Storm is definitely starting to get a bit up there. He has been really active around that map, and it is paying off for his cause. So, not too often you see that, but I believe the last time we saw the Storm as well was a fairly active Storm. And they do kind of just try to find that early momentum for their team. On the other hand as well, you know, Sylar still pretty much free farm, and up there in the net worth, top 3, in a much better spot than the Monkey King, and that is not the best of news for Keen Gaming.
No, it certainly isn't. So we'll see how they will react to this new development. You see Old 11 trying to catch up in farm a bit. He has been a bit slow on the Leshrac, and really has had absolutely no impact this game so far. And if anything, the Leshracs are always going to be useful for pushing down those towers with the Diabolic Edict, but still want to also be able to win a team fight with this Leshrac. And Old 11 just trying to farm up the Yule Scepter for the moment. They have rotated a couple heroes down though from Keen Gaming, and a nice deep Observer Ward behind the tier 2 tower has been placed. We'll spot out Inflame in just a moment on the Drow. Old 11 actually misses the Split Earth though. Kaka thinking about jumping in, but there is a rotation coming out from Firefly, and he may have just given his life away on this Sand King, and he has. Now ASD rotating once again. They will find Dark on the Jakiro. Poor rotations coming out from Keen Gaming, to be honest with you, John. I mean, they're just almost giving away kills here to the Storm.
Yeah, I really don't understand that. Like, these kills coming out are just not worthwhile now. Old 11 is trying to kill off Sylar, but is it going to be enough? No.
Battle Trance will come out. He will throw the Split Earth in time, and Kaka will be there with the follow-up stun. That should mean a kill, and they'll give it away to Old 11 on the Leshrac, although I thought Old Chicken picked it up. Apparently not.
Yeah, the
Still.
last tick did go to Old 11, and that's a nice kill to get. Probably not the worst. Yeah, definitely a very good kill onto that troll. Again, top 3 in net worth. Still gonna have to keep an eye on ASD. He's had a fairly good run, despite not really having anything big yet in terms of itemization. He's just been active early on, and now, without Kaya, I don't expect him to slow down anytime soon.
That's certainly going to be the case. ASD already looking for another pick here. And it looks like he has found old 11 on that Leshrac, and that is going to be probably a nice, easy kill for him, though he doesn't have much mana to boot. It looks like he'll have to back off. He's had that clarity on him for a while now, but it's still not fast enough for this Storm. There will, however, be another smoke coming out from Sirius. Will they catch out? An old chicken, he's in the mid lane right now as that Monkey King, though. Sirius do run into old 11. They commit the Doom, they commit the Static Storm. He isn't trapped up in the kinetic field, but they might be able to kill him off, and they will. Now, we do see Ying rotating in, going straight after Flame on that Doom, but now the rest of the cavalry come in, and Ying is really not that tanky on that TA, though still alive somehow. Now they jump in with ASD, however. Kaka trying to control him in Flame. They will take down Firefly. Meanwhile, Dark throws out the Ice Path. It will connect, and now the epicenter coming out of Kaka, but it does not matter. They just look so weak, although nice Burrow Strike coming out from Kaka onto 3. It just doesn't matter, though, in the end. Sirius just look way too far ahead. Inflame now finding the Monkey King as well, and he's just getting trapped up with the stuns coming out. He does throw out a nice Boundless Strike, but what does it matter? And to make matters worse, old 11 TP'd in, but got glimpsed out immediately, so he couldn't even punish.
Yeah,
that was
it's
a full
starting to be
team
a
wipe, by the
major
way.
issue. It's a major issue for Keen Gaming now, as they aren't taking these fights well. It looks okay, but then they just really can't clean it up, and Sirius at this point are looking very strong, right? They're making use of their spells properly. They used up the Doom on the proper target. They managed to get that Static Storm off as well. And when Sirius can get that initiation, you just don't have enough of a response yet from Keen at this point.
Oh, they found the Rubik at the very least, so a nice little kill onto Firefly. They do look to make a bit of a push in that mid lane. And it feels like this is what they needed to do a couple minutes ago, is just group up as 5 and start pushing down towers. They will find that mid tower finally.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The old 11.
Radiant are scanning.
Pretty far out. He will get glimpsed back, and I mean, surely he knew that he could not run up that hill like that.
It was a strange decision. I don't know what he was trying to achieve there. They don't have any wards in that area, so it was always going to be dangerous.
Oh,
they had
chicken
no
now.
where everyone else was.
We'll get caught out by ASD, and he just melts. I mean, ASD is doing so much work on this Storm. 15-9 now. 2k net worth lead
Has fallen.
to the side of Sirius. They will end up finding that mid-tier 1 tower as well, thanks to Sala on the Troll. I mean, this draft that King Gaming had, it looks so darn good, but the way Sirius is playing right now, they are giving no time for King Gaming to actually get online.
Are scanning.
They do finally get the Dislator up on Ying on the TA, but is it even going to be enough? No Firefly is there now, but they've already missed out on the opportunity. Firefly, jump out of the tree line and we'll be alright.
Yeah, we're looking at the 3k net worth lead now for Sirius, and it's definitely not what we expected. We expected Keen to actually start running away, getting those towers early on, but they only have taken 2 tier 1s. It is still fairly even. Oh, here's the zip again.
Yeah, old 11, he has the use. He's going to try and turn this one around though with the Split Earth, doing a lot of damage with the Edict as well. He might find ASD, though not quite, but ASD running out of mana pretty darn fast. Old 11, he smells blood though. He turns around, but the Boundless Strike will be there. Old Chicken finds it just in time. That is a massive pickup to have for the side of King Gaming, and that is not what you want if you're ASD on that Storm Spirit.
Definitely isn't. That's an 800 gold swing. In fact, 1,200 gold swing going the way of Keen Gaming, and that was a massive amount to give Old Chicken, who has kind of struggled 3-4-2. Really not the best score to have in the Monkey King, but that gold definitely helps out. And we were talking about Sirius having a good run, but you can't afford to lose key heroes like this. You're not that far ahead that you can't just give these selfish plays a try, and then it doesn't work out. You're suddenly finding yourself in the back foot.
Certainly so. ASD, he's going to get back to farming. He's just trying to finish off that Bloodstone now, and once he has that Bloodstone up, he can really just rotate over and over again without having to return back to the base or just continue having to use Clarities. But there will be a smoke coming out from Sirius as well. So Old Chicken does scout it out. Do they keep going? Some deep observer wards being placed. And also they want to set up for a Roshan. They do find Old Chicken, but he's already out of the tree line. Static Storm and Kinetic Field also being committed, but though they do miss. And with that, there will definitely be no Roche attempt coming out.
Yeah, that was a bit optimistic. It was fairly close. Like, we were only one tree off, but not quite enough there, and they don't manage to get that initiation they want. Would have been a bit of an awkward fight for Keen anyway, because Ying was not in that area. So, kind of happy for Keen that they do miss out on that. They should definitely be quite glad about that, but again, it's just kind of back here, and it's still a very stable game.
ASD. Top lane. Almost getting baited here, Old 11. They know he's around there. Old Chicken's just waiting in the tree line right now, though ASD realizes this is not a good idea. It does try to get out of there safely. Will just zip himself out eventually. Although, Aka, gonna spot him out. Burrow Strike will come out as well. Old Chicken just gonna try and go for this kill though. AC turns around and now Inflame jumps in as well. Split Earth will be there, but the glimpse back on the Leshrac. Old Chicken throws out the Wukong's command, trying to man fight this, but he will not be successful. Meanwhile, they're trying to catch up to punish the side of Sirius. They will get a Burrow Strike off, Epicenter as well. The Fireflies should end up falling fairly easily here, though somehow still alive, but Ying will clean him up. Now they will get the glimpse back, and another Static Storm being thrown out, though Ying doing so much damage with the TA now. Does claim 2 kills for the price of 1.
I'm surprised they didn't manage to kill that Storm. It looked like Keen Gaming was right beside that Monkey King, but they weren't in the area, and it's a massive kill to give away. They managed to salvage it a bit, but not enough.
They're going to try and go for ASD again. Old 11 though, he needs to connect that Yules, and he does. Split Earth though, does get cancelled off, but the Burrow Strike Kaka, he found both of them, and now the Ice Path comes in. They found the Doom as well. Oh, that's massive. That is exactly what they needed to find. In Keen Gaming, suddenly they close the net worth, well, the gap that was there. They're going after that Disruptor as well. The Boundless Strike does come out with the Ice Path. And it took a while, but it looks like the coordination is now up for Keen Gaming. They might even just go straight into the Roshan pit, and they do. And suddenly, John, the net worth is the way of the Dire.
Yeah, just a couple of kills like that, and it looked like a rough time for Keen at first when they missed a kill in the Storm, when they lose out on Old Chicken, but they stick around for too long. The Yules comes out, sure, you managed to stop Old 11 from that initial stun, but then you also have Kaka on the Sand King, just on point with a follow-up, and then you have the Jakiro as well. When you stack those stuns properly, there's really not much ASD can do.
Oh, speaking of ASD, he will jump in and he just takes down Old Chicken that easily. Very long zip. They will find the Jakiro as well. So Sirius just jumping straight back at Keen Gaming. And with that, they'll move into that tier 2 tower range.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So will there be a defense here from Keen Gaming? Kinda looks like they're almost about to just leave it. Look, Ying is making his way in, but Firefly is just on top of a tree. They do spot him out. But he's already out of there pretty safely. Looks like they will at least save the tier 2 for the moment.
It is starting to get a bit hard for Old Chicken to really stand up for himself. He's going to need that fast BKB. The TA does have that BKB up, so Ying should be able to have a good time. He hasn't had to pop it yet. Like, he still has that 10-second charge, so he's still feeling quite happy with himself, and Again, it looks like Team Gaming will apply some pressure to that bot tier 2 now.
Why the hell not? They've got another BKB though coming out on Sirius, and that will be on the troll now. Sylar. To perhaps get a surprise factor off with himself.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Ying gonna be going for that bot tier 2, but he is by himself doing this. There's a lot of heroes coming in from Sirius, though it looks like King Gaming are about to cut them off. Old 11, they will jump on in flame straight away. Just try and burst down that Doom. The Static Storm will not really connect on anybody. Meanwhile, ASD trying to find Dark. Macro was dropped on Sylar, doing a lot with that BKB as well. They'll find 2 already, though Sirius will buy back on all those 2 heroes. Now the Epi in the backline, so they do manage to get rid of the Sand King as well. Ying just TPing out there. He gets lifted up. Strange place to go for a TP attempt, and now he'll just turn around and go for a find. Old Chicken boundless strike from the tree line. There he just blinks out, and he will leave Ying alone to die in peace.
Yeah, that was strange from Keen. They get the nice jump, but they don't manage to really clean up. And I have to say it was a bit odd. Just that follow-up from Keen. They really kind of dropped the ball there. They just left their Aegis carrying TA kind of die. In fact, that was a very strange spot to TP out, but that is one shortcoming of Keen right now. Without that blink, the TA isn't really as mobile as you'd want, and that's really going to have to be coming out soon for Ying. Otherwise, he's just going to have this issue. He's not going to be able to get the jump on the heroes he wants, and he's not going to be able to escape.
Well, now they found Old 11 as well. I mean, he's next to the shrine, but he's been doomed up. ASD comes in and cleans it up, and now Dark. He came in to help, but he is basically dead. ASD will clean that one up as well. And in fact, they found another. Kaka, he'll blink out in time. So with those kills, Sirius, they are going to be able to go for that bot tier 2 tower fairly easily. There's nothing Keen Gaming can do about it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The real issue right now for Keen is just how far behind everyone else except the TA is. You know, Old Chicken and this Monkey King has not had a good run. His farm has definitely suffered as well. He's only at 8.4k. Compare that to the Troll at 13. The Storm at 12. The only one to really keep up is this TA, but it doesn't feel like it's enough at this point. He can rip that backline, but until that blink is out, and it's almost going to be there, he's not going to be able to find those targets he wants at the back.
Sylar gonna get jumped right now. Burrow Strike will be there, though Firefly is there to help as well. Now they will just turn around. Sylar, he pops the BKB. They'll get rid of the Leshrac. Though hold on a minute, they get rid of the Rubik, but Leshrac is now in trouble. ASD jumping in from behind as well, going straight after that Monkey King. He's not gonna be able to get the Wukong's command off in time, or maybe he is. He's still thinking about Boundless striking. Will end up losing his life. ASD now just gonna go after Ying. Static Storm was dropped, and this will be a fairly easy pick, although no, Ying still turning around on ASD. He's going to be able to go after that Disruptor. Does pick him up. With that, they'll shrine up a very awkward team fight. The King Gaming lose 3, buy back on the Sand King.
Yeah, it's really a big issue right now. Again, Old Chicken is not doing enough in these team fights, and that's down to him not having that BKB. And the gold is just not there. He can't find the space. Because right now, Ying is soaking up most of that space, and again, that's just coming at the cost of this Monkey King, which really isn't doing the work anymore. Like, the damage isn't there, the durability is not there, and if he can't find that space to farm at least his BKB, I don't think you can really expect too much from Old Chicken. Just, he is too far behind.
You think Ying on the TA though can really transition to that late game against the Storm Spirit and a Troll?
I mean, he can still stay relevant, but
Top lane, they are going to jump on Sylar, but he did BKB up, so that Epicenter does absolutely nothing, and ASD again is there to clean up. Now old 11 though, nice Ice Path and Macro Pyre as well. Can they follow up though? Ying jumping on ASD, who has no mana. He's lost his life. BKB is there on the Doom as well. Sylar, he's going to pop the Battle Trance. Now the Ice Path comes out from Dark though. Sylar is just doing a lot of work here on old 11. He can't quite finish the kill though. Meanwhile, they found Ying on the TA. Dark, pretty much a sitting duck right now. Sylar rotating his way back in, and Dark, I guess, just doesn't know where to run. They just stand around him and wait for Sylar. With that, that should be another top tier 2 tower going down.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
it's getting rougher and rougher for Keen. They are losing out the entirety of their map now. It's their last outer tower that's just going to fall to Sirius, and it really comes down to the fact that all their eggs are on Ying, but he re-itemized as well. He went for the Crystallis instead of Blink, so he's not going to be able to have that jump. I think he really needs to be able to jump that back line.
Old 11.
Damage isn't the issue.
He's getting chased right now. There will be a disruptor with the glimpse available. The trap will slow him down, and old 11 going to go for a sneaky TP play and will make it out as well. Nice little play from him. Sylar still actually having a look for him, but won't quite find him. But he is going to end up finding old Chicken instead. And old Chicken really has nowhere to go now, so Sylar just picks him up. In fact, ASD will come in and clean him up, and now they get a Leshrac as well.
It's that vision as well from Sirius. They just have really great wards on that jungle, and there is no D wards coming out from Keen. They just let that happen.
King Gaming. Do wonder what the plan is here. What do you actually do against this kind of lead coming out from Sirius?
Oh,
Looks like ASD just gonna go for a solo kill though. It does get caught out with the Burrow Strike. ASD though still gonna be able to find it. They just can't stop him from doing what he wants.
yeah, it's down to that draft. Again, they don't have the best hold. I mean, it looked great early on, but that was because the Storm really didn't have the mana pool to play dodge. But now he does. And your best bet is the Yules and Split Earth or follow-up, but it's not that easy when Storm just jumps your Leshrac every single time.
Radiant are scanning.
Sirius, they will back off. 30-minute boundary runes are, of course, spawning up. They'll go ahead and collect those. Looks like they are setting up for the next Roshan, which will actually be up in 10 seconds from now. King Gaming, though, not willing to let it go. They do smoke up and they do run straight towards that Roshan pit. There it is. Keen. Around. He's Sylar in the Roche pit right now. The rest of his team just outside of it. Old Chicken does reveal the smoke though. With that, Sirius, I mean, they're going to smoke up, they're going to go for a team fight, and it'll be an easy Roshan if they can find some kills here. And in fact, it looks like they have found Kaka, but they don't quite close the distance. ASD going to jump straight onto that Leshrac, and they get a glimpse off as well. They just wanted the vision. They'll use the Static Storm just to ensure old 11 does end up going down. And with that, no buyback available on the left track should mean an easy Roshan, though no epicenter is there now. Ice Path as well. Wukong's command being thrown up by Old Chicken, though they've got no damage to follow up. Inflame just walks out of there pretty safely. Sylar with the Battle Trance doing so much work, and it looks like they should be able to find this Monkey King, and they do. Now Ying just trying to find the troll, though he might not even do that. He just gets ripped apart by Sylar, and they call GG well play. They've had enough. And you can't really blame them. They are so far behind. 31 minutes in, and well, Sirius, they will force us to a game number 3.
I mean, that was a really impressive showing from Sirius. They just managed to get everything they want from all their lanes. It looked a bit rough for a while, but Keen just couldn't get that control on, and they lost way too much in Old Chicken. The guy just had no farm, no impact. So props to Sirius for turning this game around and turning this series on its head, forcing us to a game 3, and if I recall right, it was the same story in their previous series, just a smashing from Keen Gaming onto Sirius in Game 1, and Game 2 and Game 3 just going Sirius's way, so we'll see if Keen can change that up, but it looks like it's gonna be a bit of a repeat from that first series.
Well, we're gonna find out, John. We'll be back in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 3. Hopefully it won't be too long. This is, of course, MLPDotA and johnxfire. We'll be back with you in just a few moments.